Good morning, all. Some of these ideas that I'm about to share with you will sound like ideas that would have come from the nonprofits that I have the honor of serving on. And if they do, they are integral to building of communities that are for-profit communities just the same. Many of these ideas come from the seminal work of Brad Feld in a book, Startup Communities, that he printed at about the same time as I was entering the startup community in Des Moines in 2010. The book called Startup Communities has 10 ideas that are in front of you. I'm not going to go through them chronologically, just talk through them instead. And the first key idea is give first. Now, to the nonprofit people in this room, give first, yes, that makes sense. But give first is more than just giving money. The first thing you can give is time. A startup is an entity that knows nothing and wants to take over everything. They are the massive business that just hasn't grown up yet. So the first thing they need is support, counsel, guidance. I'll hit on that in mentorship in a second. But if you can give even a few minutes of your time to a new startup, you're going to make a huge difference. I'm here recruiting for people who will fill this table 5 or 10 years from now. So that's give first. And giving has a corollary. Right with giving comes asking for help. Startups don't know what they don't know. And if Jeff Russell's in this room, this is his phrase I've stolen from him. Startups don't know what they don't know. So many times they'll ask a question that will sound the silliest to you, down to opening a checking account or hiring the first employee. When they ask, give them the simple answer. At the time you give that support, you create a human relationship. That eye-to-eye connection transcends beyond any of the phones that those very startups are trying to enable with apps and whatnot. So create the human connection and build that relationship of giving and asking. On to mentorship. We have all mentored new employees in our organizations. Those employees have a different relationship with us. We can tell them what to do. In a startup relationship where you are bringing your business experience or your professional experience to a startup, mentorship is that of a guide. Think a parent trying to teach a baby how to walk. You can walk them through getting up, but the next step they take is on their own. And so we have to be able to separate ourselves in that mentor relationship and say, this is how you walk, now go. Along with mentorship comes telling the truth. We are Iowa nice. And the first thing we have to do in mentorship is to park that Iowa nice at the door. We have to be positive, we have to be critical, we have to be human. We have to look the person in the eye and say, this is what will not work. But kudos on taking the chance, because it's those chances that will lead to failure. Failure is what leads to success. Without 100 failures, the 101st step of success is just not possible. So fail fast, fail often, lead to success, but keep going. So that critical feedback, critical positive feedback is necessary. And then buy from those startups. If you have a need for the startup's product, buy from it. Now, Delta Dental is not a startup, and I'm going to use that example with the Global Insurance Accelerator. But if you talk to startups in this community who have Delta Dental, dental insurance, they speak of that relationship with pride. You know why? Delta Dental is one of the companies that stepped up amongst 20-some companies in this community and supported the startup ecosystem. That's the pride relationship that leads to those of you who are at this table. I'm getting the hook. So I'll get to my final point, which is time. Startups, just like you, don't have time. We as business people are programmed to think in 1-hour meeting increments. Just like faculty at colleges are trained to teach and talk in 50-minute increments. Startups are used to talking in 10-minute increments. So don't be surprised if somebody is scheduling a meeting for 10 minutes. Don't be surprised if somebody is scheduling a meeting for 37 minutes. I did not make that number up. 10, 37, 40, 41 are common increments for meetings. You know why? Neither Outlook nor most people can double their time or time and a half that time in their head to schedule a longer meeting. You can get your work done in 7, 10, 11, so on minutes. So be efficient. And before that final hook comes, I'm going to go back to the nonprofits. We give first through the nonprofits. So those of you in this room who are already on one or multiple service organizations boards as doing work as volunteers, thank you.